Hello and welcome back, guys. Nice to hear you again. I kind of wanted to make one last video before the year ends, just to put a little bow on this thing. No Christmas pun intended, of course. And I kind of saw this video by Jake Doolittle making its rounds. Sadly, I have to play it this way. I have downloaded it because he struck down all archives after taking this video down, because he probably realized threatening to blackmail people to make them donate to your charity isn't the best move. And this is basically what this video actually is about. He tries to guilt trip and blackmail people who don't want to support his charity because he, for some reason, has this weird idea that if people he's associated with make good money, they have to not only donate it, they have to donate this to his charity. But we will address this later. Sorry, I have a bit of breathing issues again because I'm actually sick and try my best here. So at first, but I kinda, before we get into the video, want to show why many people have issues with his charity. Cause there is a huge issue that makes the charity look less credible. At first I will read out a statement from his official charity site, like one part of it only, and then I will show a clip of Rob's media where he says something completely different. Here on the website he says, the purchases from the Never Stop clothing line are not tax deductible, but 100% of the profits go back into the new Never Stop fund. So he's basically saying that once the expenses are covered, everything that's left goes to the foundation, but to the fund for his charity. And in the clip I will show you, he instead says 10% of everything that's purchased goes to charity, and he pockets the 90%.
He also has a nonprofit that sells branded merch. What the website doesn't tell you is that 90% of the profits from his overpriced junk goes to him. Only 10% goes to people in need. Jake had only admitted to this at the end of a few videos.
Also, if you feel like it, you can donate to the Never Stop Fund. 10% of all profits from the clothing brand go into the fund, so either way, you're helping people out.
If you're selling merch on a nonprofit, you probably shouldn't be taking profits from it. Kinda scummy, dude. It's more clear now on the website, but still.
Because in no way in hell it is that those 10% he's donating are actually the only thing that didn't go into expenses. Things like this are why his charity seems kinda a bit sketchy. And now we will get into the video and address why maybe there are other reasons why people don't really want to work with him. Come on, who wouldn't work with this face over here?
I think over time we have almost 30 people that we've been able to give money to. Since the nonprofit has been an official IRS recognized nonprofit, we've given $500 a month. And then before then, it was just basically whatever I had to give. Now, over this time, as you may know, I have grown on YouTube. I'm almost at 300,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. And I cannot thank you enough for that. But there has been no YouTuber who has ever inquired or donated any money to Never Stop. I've actually even sent merchandise to creators to try to get them to talk about Never Stop. And
okay, so at first I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna cut out the part where he's yapping about the charity itself and all those details, how he built it from the ground and everything, and how long it took to make it profitable, because I can't really add anything to it, and I don't really like to just let him yap while I don't add anything. It's kind of not really my type. Yes, my style. But now we will definitely talk a bit more. Like here, for example, he says he sent some merch for people in hope that they would talk about it. And I can't remember a single time where this actually worked, where someone received from some random charity something, was like, hey, look, they sent me this. Isn't this cool? Let's look at the charity. And I already said that his charity has some sketchy inconsistencies, which is maybe why people looked into it and thought, hey, maybe I don't wanna really put my name on it, because the issue he doesn't understand is that he's also asking those people who direct the audiences to send money over to his charity. They are putting their credibility on the line when they are working with a charity. Then suddenly they're resurfing this clip where he said only 10% of the merch sales go to charity, and people then maybe don't trust him really. That's sadly something that's the risk of it. And I think he kind of really thought it would way too easy to get people to promote a random charity. Sometimes people also don't really focus on charities that had nothing to do really with their channel or their stuff that they talk about. Like, only because you send someone a gift basket doesn't mean they will give you a promotion for it.
And it only worked with one. And that person wasn't even a YouTuber. It was a singer. It was a songwriter. And throughout this video, I'm not going to name names, But I would like you to know that I am going to name names at some point, possibly next month or so, if my following up with these people amounts to nothing.
And this is the part where the blackmailing comes in, when he says, yeah, when anything happens, I'm gonna put the name of those people on blast for not wanting to work with a charity, for fuck's sake. It's for charity.
I keep getting ghosted. A lot of these YouTubers love talking about holding people accountable for their wrongdoings and all that kind of shit. But when I try to say, hey, if you have any extra money, we are giving $500 a month. I know that you just put on your close friend story that you're making 15 grand off this brand deal. Hey, I would love the help.
So at first he's like, yeah, we want to help. You talk about holding people accountable, but you don't do this. What is he supposed to hold them accountable for? For not donating to this one specific charity? Like, imagine you are really trying to call someone out for like, hey, you're not donating to my charity, and then this person pulls up receipts for a bunch of other charities they work with, and then you look like a complete buffoon. Like, what are you wanna hold them accountable for? For being friends with you but not supporting you financially? Then he goes to this thing and says, hey, I saw in your story, to someone you replied to, that you made 15,000 for this one promotion payout or something. Why don't you give it to my charity? You are not entitled to this person's money. This person got a deal with a brand, promoted this brand, and got 15k from it. It doesn't mean that you are now entitled to this money. Like, hey, you made a lot of money, why don't you give something of this from me to me? And this sounds very sketchy. Sounds really like asshole behavior. It's like I getting a bit of extra money from my work for working overtime or something, and then my friend comes, hey, now that you have money, maybe you can help me get my car fixed. Like, it sounds weird that the moment you realize this person has made some extra money, you're already kind of latching onto it and being like, hey, I could use this money. What type of scum are you?
My views are down, but you're getting, I don't know, 50,000 subs a month. What are we doing here? I don't think there has been a creator that I've worked with that I haven't told about Never Stop. The only person that has been willing to work with me is a beautiful soul who is a artist. I don't want to name names, but if you want to figure it out, you most likely can. As of today, we have given around $12,000 to people in need over the last 2 to 3 years. And I know that that's not a lot, but it's what we've been able to give. Right now, we have, I think, $6,000 in the Never Stop account, and that has us covered for about the next year. But I am 100% fully ready for this fundraising to slow.
And I kind of realized maybe that's also why he doesn't get that many donations. When YouTubers promote charities, they sometimes show promotional materials and say, look, in this many places, this much has had been done by this charity. And sadly, Jake's charity has not really much to show for at this point. Maybe that's also a reason why YouTubers don't really kind of can come up with an idea how to make a good promotion for it. Except saying, hey, my friend runs it and I'm supporting my friend.
Down. Like over October and November, I raised like $2,500 on my YouTube videos, which is the best feeling in the world. Also, shout out to Google for withholding those funds. That's a whole other problem. Google isn't paying out to the people that I'm working with, so there's no fucking money coming in. But that'll be paid out at some point, I hope, or else then there's another video complaining. I want someone to tell me why US senators and representatives are more likely to work with me than other influencers in the commentary space who I have talked to within the last 6 months. How come other nonprofits that are doing between $10 and $30 million a year in donations are willing to talk to me, but these fucking YouTubers cannot give $500 in a one-time payment out of their, I don't know, 50 grand that they're making a month? And by the way, all of this you can write off on your tax.
You are not entitled to those people's money, Jake. It's not your money, it's their money, and your charity is not entitled to it. If they want to donate to a charity, awesome. They're not obligated to do so, and especially not obligated to do it to your charity.
I don't know how many times I have to say this. These are people who are getting a shit ton of money and will not know what to do at tax time. And this is a way to offset that fucking tax bill. But I guess there's no knowledge there. So because I'm petty and because this isn't about supporting me,
it's interesting because usually people are like, when someone donates to charity, they're like, they're only doing it for tax reasons, they don't care. And now suddenly he's out in the open saying, hey, you can do it for tax reasons, please come over here, help me. Like, hey, usually, I saw it many times as well, especially people who are more on the conservative side of things, or business people, where people then said, yeah, you're only supporting charity because you have financial interest in it, you can put it in our taxes. And now he kind of tried to use it as a reason to do it. Meanwhile, a lot of people got shat on for doing it for tax reasons, because this was like, yeah, they don't donate to charity because they care about it, we do it for tax reasons.
about supporting people who need the support. I'll give a bunch of examples about how YouTubers have ghosted me and not wanted to help with Never Stop. And I'm not doing this because I think that it's going to light a fire under influencers to donate to Never Stop, because it's not going to happen. This video is not going to do anything. But I want there to be some kind of mutual understanding between you and I, the audience, that there's no support here. I have a bunch of people who follow me and have unfollowed me, who have had multiple opportunities to change the lives of people who, by the way, are also fans of that. Like, a lot of us have crossover in our audiences, and it's super frustrating because, you know, they have an opportunity to give back to the audience who has changed their lives, and there's no willingness to reciprocate it. So
Like, again, there's this issue that he's constantly assuming that those people do nothing for charity, that they never do anything for charity, nothing for other people, that if they would support his charity, it would be the first time that they do something or something like that. You don't know if these people support others financially. You don't know it, Jake. You act like those people don't do shit. I mean, but you act like they were your friends or whatnot. What is this? It's like, what am I witnessing? Peak entitlement.
here's an example that happened literally last week, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. So this is somebody who I have spoken to, we have made content together, and we were following each other on social media. This person would comment on my stuff all of the time and would send me DMs about some of the stuff that I posted. It's very congratulatory, it's very like, woohoo, love you so much. And then I noticed after having a DM exchange with this person that they had unfollowed me, which I thought was interesting because under my posts, they were always commenting and like rooting for me. So this person, and this one was a public story, but a lot of these people post on their close friends, and I'll swipe up because this is a close friend story. Like, none of it makes any sense to me. So this person posted how much money they're making on their public story. Okay. And so I swiped up and was like, hey, that's a lot of money. Or like, that's a lot of people supporting you. That's insane. Congratulations. Then the person responded to me and was like, thanks, you know, it's crazy. I'm trying to do good with my money. And this was just supposed to be an exchange of me saying, hey, congratulations. That's insane. And this person said, hey, I've been trying to do good with my money. So if behind closed doors, you're going to flex me and say that you're doing good with your money, fucking show up. So I said, hey, if you want to do good with your money, I would love to get on a call and talk with you about Never Stop. And this person unfollowed me and left me on red, which I think is hilarious.
At first, like, when he said this, like, yeah, then show up or something, that, you know, he didn't say to this person first. I kind of want to know if there's more context. I don't know if the person says something, the person he's claiming, talking about. If yes, I would love to see if there was said more. But yeah, when he said, yeah, I want to do good with my money, maybe this person meant they want to help out their family or something. And then you come in and said, hey, now that you have more money, how about we talk about my charity? And maybe this person was among the people who saw that only 10%, this clip where you say that only 10% of your overpriced merch sales go to charity, and wasn't sure if they really want to partner up with it or felt uncomfortable. Like, wait, you also said before that you talk about your charity with all your close ones and friends. You don't shut up about it or however you worded it. And now this person says they had better money and want to do something good with it. And then you're like, wait, I have a charity. How about that? Maybe this person felt a bit creeped out about it, or that you overstepped the boundary. Like, who knows, maybe had already plans with the money, and you immediately try to jump in. Oh shit, I hit my mic, sorry. And then you immediately jump in and say, yeah, come, I have the charity, you can give me the money.
Because you can't post how much you're making. You can't say, hey, I'm trying to do good with my money. And then when I say, hey, if you want to do good with your money, let me know. I would love to talk to you. And then you just fucking leave me on red. That's insane. Not even a response. Any kind of a response that would
Please show me your exact wording, because I kinda don't trust you on here.
be like, hey, you know, I appreciate what you're doing, but I've been giving to different charities that support something that I'm closer to. I'm okay with that. But you can't say that you've been doing good with your money and flexing all this kind of shit and then not give any proof or show any kind.
Flexing all this kind of shit. This person... Flexing would be if this person showed a new car they bought for the money or something. Just saying, hey, I got a good brand deal, I get more money at it right now. It's not really flexing. Flexing would be if this person would buy all sort of useless junk from it. You don't know anything. They are like, yeah, this person could have told me that they're already working for other charities. Like, can you stop acting entitled?
Of anything. This next one is somebody who I think is a friend. I do like this person, and this person has been around for a long time. We've made content together. We've had really good times together. I've seen this person in person. And so because I was frustrated, I asked this person if we could just talk on the phone about how I could get influencers to work with me on my nonprofit. I see all of these people doing charity streams, doing charity shows. They're raising $4 million. I don't know how to word this, but I would do so much with 1/100th of that money. If we're giving money directly to people through PayPal, it is changing the days, the weeks, the months, possibly the years of these people. And I understand that it's not a lot of money, but $500 to help pay off the principal of a medical bill that you have can reduce so much stress and make you feel so much better. Whether that's covering groceries or whether that's covering fucking wheelchairs, I don't care. But we have the ability to give directly to people. There is no nonprofit that is doing that because they're so big. We are so small scale that we're able to influence people in a way that no other nonprofit can. So I got on the phone with this person and I'm like,
Oh my god, he's starting a dick measuring contest with other crowdfundings. Holy shit.
okay, I've had no support from other influencers and that's really bothered me and I don't quite know how to go about it. And they were very honest and I call them because they're very honest. And because I made a video that wasn't received well a year ago, people don't want to work with me. But the problem is when you're putting out as much fucking content as
The video he's talking about is the video where he claims Ethan Klein lied about his lupus and everything and tried to ruin him. It very quickly backfired, especially because it was already mean timing. He made the video shortly before H3H3 went on their Christmas hiatus, so they would either have to come back off their hiatus or he would go unchecked for a long time. Did go unchecked, but then when Ethan replied, was a huge backlash. I'm gonna share the Rob's Media video on BreadTubers here in the description where this is mentioned. He also made a video on Jake himself, but I'm gonna use this particular video because this is also where I got the clip earlier from.
I am, there's going to be videos that aren't received well. I feel like that's simple math. Just in the last 6 months, I've posted 73 videos. Who else is doing that? And this is not to flex. This is not to be like a fucking show off, but I'm working my ass off. And at some point there
Quantity over quality is not a reason. Like, I'm just gonna assume that if your videos are presented like this one, it's not really saying much.
are going to be videos that aren't perceived as well as I'd like them to be. Or there's going to be times where allegations turn out to be false and then we have to backtrack. That is the job that we are in. So I say to this person, I'm like, hey, why won't anybody in commentary work with me? They give a reason and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to put our bank statements online? Do I need to have a running tally of how much money we have in our bank account? Because it's not that much. A lot of people look at nonprofits as like a way for people to get decent money or a second fucking salary. I've made no money. I have lost so much money. I have only put money into this project. Up until 2 months ago, there was an event that I didn't talk about at all that Never Stop did. We raised some money and I got a Square card reader for like $30 or something. And that was the first time that I had bought something from Never Stop's money rather than my own. And to me, that's a big deal. That 30 or 40 or $50, I don't remember. I can show you the statements if you'd like. It means that we're close to being self-sustained. And I'm making this video because Giving Tuesday just happened. We got $20 or something. And as of recording, if you're self-employed, you've got a few more days to offset your tax bill. And so I'd like to fucking call on you to do that. I guess, sorry. And to go back to that call that I had with that person who I respect a lot, this person said that they were hesitant to work with me again because they were nervous about how it would be perceived over one video that I made 1 year ago that people didn't like, that I apologized for. I released.
Maybe it's because in the reply to you, Ethan also showed the clip where you said that only 10% of your merch sales go to charity, 90% get pocketed. Maybe that's why.
Over 100 videos since then. I have realized the mistake I made in that video, whatever the fuck, but it's fine because growth isn't a thing. I've got a few more stories because I'm frustrated, and this most recent one, I will make another video on it at some point. This was one of the most strange situations I've ever experienced in my time of being a creator, and I have to talk about it. I won't say names right now, but I probably will later on. Somebody reached out to me on Instagram, somebody who could change my life, could change hundreds, possibly thousands of people's lives, asking for advice. I got on a phone call with this person. I gave this person advice, and because they asked for it, right? And then after this call, I say, hey, I really appreciate that I was able to give you advice, but I would love some advice on how to grow my nonprofit because I feel like you know a lot about this kind of stuff. I would love to talk. And I'm going to send a follow-up this week, but if there's no response, I don't know what to do. I gave this person content strategy advice.
So this person hasn't even responded to you, and is this one of the people you threatened to blackmail, basically name and shame in the next time? Like, it's weird when the person asks you for help, you say, yeah, sure, I help you, and then you come back, well, I helped you once, so now you have to help me. This is, sorry, a favor for a favor is not always how the world works. Yeah, sure, it's always like you assume, yeah, I helped this person once, they sure will help me too, but you can't really rely on that only because you give one person advice a day. You're automatically entitled to get help from them whenever they have time. You said this person is a big content creator. I again want to know how he worded it, because if he made it already sound like he hopes to get promotion from this person, I can understand why they choose to leave him on red as a more polite thing than to say no, because we can see he can't really deal very well when he gets told no to his charity.
advice and then asked for advice in return, and now I'm left on red. I've been completely fucking used by this person, and I don't know why they reached out to me in the first place. That one I'm gonna keep a little bit more vague because I still have my hopes up, I guess. But I mean, there are a lot of people who I've made videos with in the past.
If you are still keeping this open, why did you put it in this video? Did you put it in this video to put pressure on this person in case they see it? Why have you done it? And imagine being the person who say, I feel used, when you went out to someone you consider a friend. The moment they talk about making some good money and want to get them to help your charity, like, you think they didn't feel used at this moment?
Who have just stopped talking to me, who have unfollowed me. I was in the middle of scheduling a video with another commentary creator who I respected a lot, and then this person unfollowed me, stopped responding to my messages, and didn't have the fucking balls to tell me why. I have so much respect for the person.
Like, from what I saw from you in this video so far, I'm pretty sure if they would given you the reason, you would put them on blast even more, or try to argue with them, or fight with them. So I can understand that this person just said, I unfollowed you and want to speak to you, leave me alone.
Who said, hey, I'm hesitant to work with you right now because I don't know how people are going to perceive it. I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't understand it, but at least there's a reason. The people who hide behind closed doors and unfollow me and, you know, we have conversations and I give advice and they give advice and then it just stops. That's fucking crazy. And that is so lame. Somebody who I made a video with in the past, multiple videos, actually took down every single video that I've made with them. And that was tough. That is somebody who I knew since day one, who I thought was like a really, really good friend. And, you know, I helped this person through controversies and real life stuff. And they said that they thought I was using them for clout, I guess.
Wow, and again, he's kind of holding all these nice things you did for these people and the collaborations you had together over their head to guilt trip them for no longer wanting to work with him.
When in reality, we both started at the same time. I knew this person when they had 6,000 subscribers, but of course I'm using them. And if you look around this person, all of their friends have stopped being friends with them because this person has cut all of them off. And I don't really know what's going on with them. I still have like a special place in my heart for this person because we started out day one, 3 years ago together. We were, I don't know, we helped each other out a lot. And then, you know, at some point, like a year or a year and a half ago, this person decided to stop talking to me. And then new friends would come in and want to be friends with this person. And then they would tell them about how I tried to use them. And here's the thing. I've always said that if this person ends up talking about me online, I have a million receipts and I have a million different things that I want to say, but you know, I don't want to start something unless they feel the need to. And there were all
I don't want to start something, so I make the video here where I complain about people without naming them, and probably already announced that I will name them if nothing changes for my charity. Sure, Jen.
also people who I was ready to invite to my wedding, who I would talk about, like, once I propose, I can't wait to have this wedding and have a bunch of people there who I love. They're all people who I've reached out to, like, hey, how's it going? Asking about things that only I know about, like, hey, how's this going? I know this was stressing you out. Nothing. And that really sucks. And I think, honestly, that's just how the influencer world works. The people who mean the most to me are not in commentary. And it is like a weird, people always say that commentary is very clicky, and it is. Like, much bigger commentary creators have reached out to me and been like, hey, I don't really like that you said that, so, you know, can you take that down? And because they know that I'm fucking so sensitive and such a little bitch, I will take it down. I don't know. I'm starting to get really peeved off, and so I just thought that I could rant for a little bit. I don't think this video will do anything, but, you know, check out Never Stop. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Bye.
Well, and this was the video. Wasn't it a masterpiece? I think every one of us know now why he took the video down. Because it was terribly received, he now struck archives of this video. He then made another stream in the hospital and he sounded like he's on painkillers, so I'm not gonna tackle this here. It was pretty much of a nothing burger, and I spent 1/3 of my life in a hospital at least, and I don't feel comfortable. Not my life, my childhood more. And I don't really feel comfortable to show people in this state, especially when he sounded like he's on painkillers, and he was mostly yapping about not important stuff, so I don't think it's necessary to drag them here. He then also took down this archive. HVH then of course tackled this situation and also got shown the stream of him in the hospital, and while he was talking about the initial stuff, Jake appeared in his chat and said, hey, I'm in the hospital right now, can we not do it? And like, bro, you're at the hospital, be offline, and don't make it worse, because like, this video was already only 1 or 2 days old when this was made, so he uploaded this video shortly before going to the hospital. And you don't have the excuse of, hey, I'm at the hospital, I can't right now, if this was for an appointed surgery. You knew you are gonna be at the hospital at the time. Don't upload a controversial video where you rant about the commentary community, and then go to the hospital, because you can guess those people will talk about you. Well, anyways, I would recommend him to at first maybe work on his. They kinda maybe ask his friends if they can rather instead of supporting his charity, check out his charity's website because the website has some functional issues. So maybe you should at first get this one kinda completely up and running perfectly because if your charity doesn't seem 100% overboard on board with everything, it's above board. This is what I was saying. It has to be above board with everything and if a charity site is already kind of has functionality issues, people will maybe be already a bit doubtful. And the last thing you want is cast doubt on your charity work. Like, you see how this went for the completionist. Well, anyways, I think we won't hear from each other for this year, so I wish you already happy holidays, a happy new year, and let's see each other in the next year if we make it. Goodbye, guys. Have a one hell of a day.